Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here reporting for WeAreChange.org. And today we are going to talk about the ever expanding Harvey Weinstein scandal and his connection to the Israeli Mossad and other intelligence agencies. You see, a lot of people wonder how this man was able to get away with this behavior, this predatory behavior, this alleged rape culture behavior for so long. And here's the answer. And before I get started, I really have to commend Ronan Farrow and the New Yorker for doing this unbelievably great piece of journalism. This is what journalism is all about: exposing corruption at the highest levels and explaining how it was able to take place. So what are Weinstein's connections to these intelligence agencies and the Mossad? The fact of the matter is, he had hired private services such as Kroll, which often deals in ex-intelligence officers. You see, when you're in the intelligence community, folks, do you ever really leave? And then Black Cube, which is mostly made up of ex-Mossad operatives. Now, Black Cube has agencies in London, Tel Aviv, and Paris. It is a global organization, and what they did is unbelievable. According to Farrow, he targeted dozens, yes, dozens of different people, making psychological profiles on them, including their sexual preferences. On top of that, Rose McGowan was visited numerous times by at least two of these agents on behalf of Black Cube, disguising themselves as other things, of course. For instance, a woman calling herself Diana Philippe contacted Rose numerous times, had lunches with her, walked around LA with her, and it was on behalf of a women's civil rights organization. And all she was trying to do was farm information for Weinstein. This is how things are done. And of course, there's proxies all over the place. Now, we know this woman recorded at least 4 conversations with McGowan. Now, she contacted McGowan on behalf of a false organization, promising tens of thousands of dollars in donations. Again, only to try to farm information from her. Now, later on, she would take on the identity of Anna and try to prod journalists who were looking into the Weinstein scandal before it was public and see what information they had. Now, on top of this, Rubin Capital Partners is one of the fake companies that Black Cube created in order to dupe these people. Black Cube also provides a service called Avatar Operators, where they basically create fake social media profiles and they brag how they have extensive experience in social engineering. Think about that, folks. They're literally creating fake profiles to socially engineer situations. These are the type of things that private intelligence organizations do on behalf of people like Weinstein. This is what they're publicly stating, folks. But they say that they are always acting in a moral fashion and in the confines of the law. However, 2 of their operatives were recently arrested in Romania on hacking charges. And now we're going to get into the media connections, because the Weinstein Company was heavily invested in America Media Incorporated, and they have numerous publications, including the National Enquirer. And of course, these connections were used in order to mine more information and try to silence people. Now, once again, all of this was done through proxies. For instance, Weinstein had one of his lawyers' firms hire Black Cube, hire Kroll to do this type of dirty work. And when they would hire journalists, for instance, there was even more of a distance kept from Weinstein. In fact, Farrow himself, Wallace, and others were contacted by this journalist prior. This journalist has claimed that he was never paid by Black Cube, but he also spoke on the condition of anonymity. And remember, people like Wallace didn't put their stories out because of this type of intimidation. So in closing, we have to understand that this is just a microcosm of the information that's truly out there and how things work. This predator hired private intelligence services to track, trace, and intimidate his victims into their silence. And we have to be well aware that things like this are common practice among the elite. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please share it on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter at Jason Bermas, and please go to WeAreChange.org, make that donation. It's only through your financial support that reports like this one are possible.